Hi, I'm Paulina, and on behalf of CAPS, I'm going to be talking today about how we can learn more about our anxiety and therefore manage it a little bit differently during this stressful and overwhelming time. The first thing I want to talk about is what is our anxiety and how can we know a little bit more about it so that we know more about how to work with it when we notice it. We have evolved as humans to feel anxious when we think that there's a threat in our environment and when we think that we might be in danger. And so during this pandemic, when there's so much bad news going on around us, so much to fear, our system might be going into sort of a survival response. This can involve some physical and some cognitive experiences that we want to recognize when we're having them so that we can think about what we might do. We might be feeling a whole host of things. We might be feeling tension in our muscles, shakiness or fidgetiness, and later maybe some fatigue in our muscles. What's happening here is our body is preparing our muscles to use them, potentially in a fight or flight situation. Another thing is digestive distress. This is our bodies taking energy away from our digestive system to put it elsewhere, or to, quickly digest and eliminate things from our body so that we can then fight or flee. We might also feel our heart racing, and that is our body trying to circulate more oxygen into the body and work at a faster rate. Another thing about fight or flight is that sometimes when we feel so overwhelmed, we can go into freeze mode or hypoarousal, where we shut down and kind of freeze and feel stuck and a little bit paralyzed. That is another adaptive response where sometimes it's helpful to sort of play dead or go limp or really shut down when you're near a predator, and that can really save you. We honor that it's our body trying to survive. Again, all of these responses are kind of really adaptive if we're a caveman and we're about to fight or run away from a predator, but they're not so helpful now necessarily when we're kind of stuck at home waiting to see how this pandemic is going to continue to evolve. So there are some ways we can kind of bring our body back into a state of calm and out of that fight or flight response. And one way that we can do this is through our breath, because our breathing can really kick back on our normal everyday nervous system and calm down our survival mode nervous system. So what we want to do is make sure we're taking deep breaths into our belly, into our diaphragm, and long exhales, and you want to exhale longer than you inhale. So breathing in for 4 and out for 7. Another thing that can help if you're feeling really overwhelmed is grounding exercises. So one way to do that is to feel your feet on the ground. If you're sitting, notice your bottom on the chair and your back in the back of the chair, and to tune into your senses. What do I smell? What do I hear right now? Do I taste anything? Those small focused exercises kind of bring us back to the present moment, bring our cortex back online, which is more of our rational brain, more of our calm mind, and we can kind of get back to our day and what we need to do. Now we're going to try to think about our minds and how they feel anxiety. One thing about our wiring and how we've evolved is to attend to the negative things in our world more closely than we attend to the positive, because again, it's more adaptive to think about the potential threats and the potential negative things in our universe that might eventually be dangerous than to think about all the great things happening to us. When you're noticing that maybe it's really hard not to just think about all the things that are going wrong in the world, all of the things that are going wrong in your immediate world, it might be helpful to try to bring your mind to some positive things that are going on that you do have access to. There's a fine line here because we don't want to invalidate that there are a lot of things to worry about right now, and sometimes feeling positive might not be what you need. But we just want to remember that our brains might not think about anything positive or hopeful right now unless we kind of gently ask ourselves to, because that is just our kind of wiring to not want to do that on our own. The last tip I'll talk about for managing the anxiety that we feel in our minds and our thoughts is a technique called cognitive diffusion. Sometimes when we have negative thoughts, we fuse to them and we feel consumed by them. We feel swallowed up. We feel stuck and trapped when we're thinking in this negative way. It's like we're in a rabbit hole. We kind of become our thoughts. So when we're worried about something, it feels like it's already happening and it's reality. So we want to try to kind of disrupt that process, because that can be really overwhelming and again can cause us to shut down rather than problem solve and live our lives. So what we want to try to do is diffuse. And that just means getting a little bit of distance from our thoughts, gently holding them at a distance and observing them. Really just noticing and labeling what you're thinking about brings your cortex back online, which is a part of your brain that can be flexible and that can think about problem solving. Thinking about it at a distance will allow you to think about, well, what do I have control over? Who could I reach out to? Who could support me? Are there resources that could help me? Is there emotional support I need? If I feel really upset right now, do I want to figure out how to access more help? Those thoughts can happen a little easier if we're not so drowned in our anxious thoughts. So I just want to end with a note of self-compassion, and I hope everyone stays safe and is well.